Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to my channel. A rather large box arrived from FanHome, and that's this right here. And inside this box is FanHome's newest release, which is the Infinity Gauntlet from Marvel Studios. And it is fantastic. So in just a second, I'm going to show you what's inside the box. This is pack number 1 preview. And we did receive a wonderful flyer here telling you about what you'll receive with this subscription. And I did subscribe to it. I believe I did subscribe to the premium offer, which offers a separate stand for the gauntlet. Now this gauntlet is huge. It has individually lighted up stones within the hand. But let me show you how large this gauntlet is. I'm totally amazed with it. And it's so big that, you know, I can't fill the whole video screen with it. But that, I am truly amazed with this. Also, just to show you, show you how big the box was, the parts that came with it, we received a magazine for each stage. So stage number 1 and stage number 2 magazines. Wonderful there. And they're going to show us how to assemble this. But we also received a couple batteries, packages of batteries, which tells me we're going to light this baby up. And these are the packs. They are huge. The 2 packs with the parts. So just a second, I'll go to my bench and I'll show you a close-up of these packs and what's inside of them, and I'll start building this for you. This is once again pack number 1, brand new from FanHome, and I'm looking forward to building this in its entirety. It's made of all metal, lights up stones, very large, and I'm looking forward to this. I mean, it way bigger than the Hasbro gauntlets that are out there. Both of the Hasbro gauntlets, I have one of them. I don't have the other one, but this is a lot larger than the Hasbro ones. So I'll be right back. We'll look at the bench. Welcome back to my build of the Infinity Saga, the Infinity Gauntlet. Now this is from FanHome. I received pack 1 just the other day, and we did receive my receipt for what I received with the kit here. They did give me a wonderful promotional flyer that talks all about this kit and tells you that it's made of metal and all the stones individually light up. And this is, like I said before, a huge gauntlet, way bigger than you'll see from Hasbro. And then if we open it up even more, it's like a poster style flyer here, and talks about the saga, the magazine, what you'll receive with the magazines, step-by-step assembly, all the articles that are within the magazine, and some of the gifts that are available when you subscribe at this time. A poster, a couple of posters, a hat, and a nice coffee mug, Thanos mug. And then the extra gift is a reproduction of the Infinity Gauntlet itself. And then if I turn it over on the back side, and it shows for the premium offer, do receive the extra stand. I believe I did sign up for that. So I already showed you the poster. That's really cool. And then of course here's the magazines, and we'll look at those with each stage. Stage 1 and stage 2. And then of course here are the parts that are included. This one right here, turned on its side. Of course we received some batteries, but here it is in the blister pack, pack 1, or stage 1 itself. And then stage 2 is another part, and there it is right there. So what it's telling me is the rest of the stages, I'll receive 5 stages per month, and that will be coming in the mail very soon. So there you go. That's the Gauntlet preview, and I'll go ahead and start building this. So stay tuned for stage 1. I'll be right back. Here's stage 1 magazine, so we'll give it a quick look here. And like the first article is Thanos, A History of Obsession. And it's at the movies series of the magazine. Wonderful article there. Moving on. Then the Infinity Gauntlet, the Reality Stone. And these are all the parts that are included here. And we'll get a close-up of the instructions here. And right away we install the electrical circuit into the battery holder area, the Reality Stone itself. So this is the red stone. That's how that looks. And then the batteries go into that. That gets inserted into the gauntlet portion. And then that's that complete. Give us some tips on how to install the screws. And another article. And the next article is The Day Marvel Became Cosmic. And of course it gets into the comic books of the series. Pretty cool there. And then that's it. So let's go ahead and get the parts out. We'll get a closer look at them, and then I'll build this stage. I'll be right back. Alright, here's a close-up of those parts in the blister pack. I will go ahead and take these out and we'll get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts, and here's the first piece of the gauntlet. It is made of brass. Very nice. Or brass plated metal itself. So that's what that looks like there. Very cool. And then the battery compartment for the crystal, the red crystal. Cover for that, for the crystal. Once again, brass plated metal. The light circuit LED, and the crystal itself. Very cool. Let's look at the smaller parts that are included. And here's a close-up of those smaller parts. We received 13 plus 2 screws. These are called screws 01, and you can see there. Also, we received the DO2s. There's 4 of those. They look like they hold down something, and looks like the battery cover, and 2 springs, and a screwdriver. And this looks like a small, fine screwdriver. And of course, we're going to be screwing into metal for the most part with this kit, so I use my Vaseline for that. So I'm going to have that handy. And of course, the batteries that are included here, we received 2 packages of these with pack 1, the AG3 LR41 batteries. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing we do is we assemble the LED circuit switch and battery holder, and that's this right here. And just looking at the illustration, it needs to be positioned in this direction. If you look at these 2 holes here versus these 2, so I don't think it really matters. It looks about the same. However, yes, you want to have the indentation on top, just like that. And then we'll take our LED panel and we'll insert that. Lines up with a mounting hole, and You can see the battery holder inserts, and we'll straighten that out a little bit. Make sure that these are straight as much as possible, and it's going to insert into there just like that. Turn it over and you can see where the battery metal part inserted here and the spring on that side. That looks good. We'll install 2 01 screws, and this is going into plastic, so we don't need to use any lubrication. I think it helps to use a bigger screwdriver, and I am using my PH1 screwdriver from Wera. And that's tight. That looks good. That's how that looks. Next, we're going to go ahead and put in the springs, and they go right here and right there. And then the stone itself, that's going to go on top. And we'll slide that into the cover there real quick. And then we're going to put that down on top. Just like that. I'm going to lubricate where the screws go. And the next screw. Perfect. Okay. Next, we put the batteries into it. Okay, so this is considered the top and the bottom. So we want to have the negative part of the battery going up and the positive down. They actually show a picture in there. Can you see that? There we go. And we will put these in here, and they're going to hold those magnets in place. One on each side. And the cover. Just like that. And screw down the cover. And next screw. And the last one. There we go. See how the stone lights up. Next thing to do is install those guards for the magnets on the inside. And so I'm going to go ahead and lubricate the holes once again. And I put the cover in. Screw that in. that's what that looks like there. And we'll line the redstone in. It lines up with this notch on the back side. And that goes in just like that. That's how that looks. Turn it on, and that's how that looks. And that's all we do for stage 1. That was a real pleasure to build and really easy to do. I had a lot of fun there. So stay tuned for stage 2. I'll be right back. And welcome back. Let's go ahead and build stage 2. Here's the magazine for stage 2. And the first article is the debut of Thanos, the Mad Titan. Great article here. The Saga of the Gauntlet. Great illustrations. And then they give us a breakdown of the parts we received with stage 2. The Mind Stone. And step by step. Let's get a close-up of those. And much like stage 1, stage 2, we're going to do the Mind Stone battery holder. Same steps involved there. Looks like it goes in a little bit of a different location there. Then we're going to put 2 pieces of the gauntlet together. And that's what it will look like at the end. Another article. The next article is Cosmic Saga, Atom Warlock, Enemy or Ally. Wonderful article there. Once again, Mike Frederick, from the fan to creator. So a wonderful article there on the comic book creator of Thanos. So let me get the parts and I'll be right back. And here's the blister pack with all the parts for stage 2. And I'll go ahead and take this out and we'll get a closer look. And here's what they look like sitting in the blister pack itself. A little better close-up of that. Of course, more batteries. And here's a close-up of those parts. Once again, we have brass-plated metal. Looks great. We also have the larger stone this time. We have the battery pack for it, a lot larger. The LED light panel with switch. Once again, more of those screws, springs, and hold down points. They're a little bit different looking, and more batteries. Here's a close-up of those parts that were bagged up. The battery cover, the 2 springs, and those hold down points for the magnets. They're a little bit different shaped, and the magnets are a lot larger, along with the screws, 01s. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing we do is we install the LED into this battery holder, and we want to have this side on the bottom here. And then we're going to take our switch panel with the switch on top with the LED in the middle. That's just going to simply line up with 2 alignment tabs inside here. There we go. And we're going to put 2 screws in. One right there, one right there. Same screws as we used in stage 1. These are the 01 screws, as they call them. And the next one. These go in pretty tight. You might want to use some I'll show you what you want to do when they go in really tight. So So you can use some dishwashing soap. That's what this is. Mine's so old it's kind of gelled a little bit, but it should work. I'm just going to dip it in that soap, and that should be enough lubricant to help you along. Yeah, it's a lot easier. There you go. You don't want to use oil on the plastic because it could deteriorate the plastic and cause the plastic to fail or break later on. So you definitely just want to use the soap. It's going to be harmless to the plastic, and I want to get this one in better. Go. There we go. So they're both in, and we can see what our battery compartment looks like. Next we go ahead and put in our batteries. Positive against the spring and the negative above. There we go. It works because it's on. I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to put the cover in and screw it down. There we go. And we also put the covers on the batteries. You can see on the covers on the magnets, you can see they're a lot larger. Just like that. 4 screws total. And these are the same screws. Last one here. I want to make sure they're flush. Looks good. Next, we install the cover on this magnet. So I need to lubricate it. Once again with my Vaseline. Put the cover down. Those strong magnets. So you want to put it in first and then put your screwdriver on it. That's good. Now we'll bring over the other part of the gauntlet and do the other one. Put the cover on it. And insert the screw. Screw it down. And it's tight. Good. That's how that looks. Now we're going to bring over both parts of the gauntlet and we're going to put those together just like that. And you may have to clean up the holes a little bit an X-Acto blade. There's some leftover plating in those holes. It looks good. Put it back together. And we can put our screws in. Put the first one in. 6 go in. That's 1. Second one. So remember, I did lubricate the holes. I had to clean them up a little bit with an X-Acto blade, but it looks good. All 6 are in, and here we go. 2 halves are together. And that completes stage 2. Gauntlet is making great progress there. It looks great. Battery holder for our next stone, and it works. Next stone is obviously going to be this yellow one here, like that. And we're going to put these aside because we don't do anything else at this stage. So stay tuned for pack 2 as I complete 5 more stages. Stages 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.